NerdySpill.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to LA Comic-Con. We're here with the legend himself, DMC from the legendary rap group RUN DMC. How you feeling, man?
Yo, what's going on? How y'all doing out there, Nerdland? Geeks rule.
Oh, yeah, gigs definitely rule. Yes, and we can talk about his accomplishments, the DMC accomplishment, the rap group accomplishment, but we're here because we're talking about one thing. Daryl makes comics, his comic books, right here. Dude, how'd you come up, and how did, from the rap group, man, how'd you break apart to, to make comics?
Before hip-hop came over the bridge from the Bronx into Queens in the late 70s, before I got turned on to 70s rock and roll radio, all I did as a kid was read, collect, and draw comic books. Buy it, read it till you can't read it no more, then pull out the tracing paper, trace all the covers and the favorite scenes in the book, and then that was in kindergarten. By second grade, I didn't need the tracing paper no more. So now I'm open. I'm buying all the comics, reading them till I couldn't read them no more, and now without the tracing paper, I'm drawing. So all I did as a kid was read comic books. DMC in a place to be. Daryl makes comics just like Stan Lee. Like Peter Parker, I live in Queens, and like T'Challa, I am a king. So Marvel comic books was hugely inspirational to us because DC was cool now. Yeah. I love Flash, Justice League, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. Okay. But Gotham and Metropolis was fictional. Stan Lee, rest in peace, he was brilliant because he put the superheroes in New York. So every time I picked up a Marvel comic, it was real to me. Nice. So all I did as a kid was read and draw comic books.
That's nice. And that was actually my next question was, what was your favorite comic and superhero that you got turned on to that helped you make these comics?
All right. The inspiration came from something that a lot of y'all are familiar with. My whole career, I shouted out Queens. Yes, DMC from Queens. My name's DMC. I come from Queens. King's from Queens. Al McDaniels. I live in Queens. It wasn't a hood repping thing for me. Okay. When I was a kid and I found out that Peter Parker, Spider-Man, lived in Queens, that blew my mind. So when I started making my records, I just wanted the world to know that the same place Spider-Man lives at and is from is where I live at. So with Spider-Man, because Peter Parker was also smart, I was a straight A student, always on the honor roll, always at the top of the class. The only people that beat me was Nadine Welch and Deborah Hamilton. And to this day, I'm still traumatized because I was the only dude standing there with Nadine and Deborah Hamilton, but that was an accomplishment I was proud of. The other book and character that influenced me was Captain America. Nice. His books, 70s and 80s, was great to read. And then the other superhero that I loved, that I'm mad the way they disrespected him in Infinity War, was the Incredible Hulk. So it was those three guys inspired me as a person to 3 years ago, just 3 years ago, a friend of mine convinced me to do a comic book and said, you can't use Marvel, you can't use DC, so what are you going to call your comic book company?
Let us guess.
And then I said DMC. Why? Because Daryl makes comics. Because that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I did. So it was Captain America, Spider-Man, and the Hulk that were huge influences on me. That gave me the confidence to even try to attempt to do a book like Stan Lee.
And that's great because most of us growing up, we read those comics, Spider-Man, Captain America, the Hulk. One more question, DMC. For all the kids out there and just anybody that's watching this interview, what would you tell them as far as, reading comics, going after your dreams and everything in that sense, man?
Comics are cool. Comics rule. Comics can even help you in school. Comics is something that everybody needs because comics can even help you to read. One of the things that comic books did for me was the fact that I was reading every day. I was a good student. So the teachers started noticing, oh, this guy's reading the comic books. Let's not take them from him. Nice. Now, you do need to read your textbooks and workbooks. Yes. But to make it easier for you, if you read comic books, it'll make your schoolwork easy. Because in life, the more you do something, the better you get. So to all of you young people out there,
listen up here.
All of you, education is very important, but education combined with imagination doesn't just change your world, it changes everybody that comes in contact with you. So read, write, create, draw, finger paint, tap dance, ballet, bake cookies. If you're going to make cookies, make oatmeal cookies because I like oatmeal cookies.
Like oatmeal cookies.
And write stories. Tell your story.
Most definitely. Thank you, DMC, for this interview, man. It was great. Like he said, where can they find these as well? And then social media. Can you plug that in?
You can find these books at any comic book store globally. If the comic book store doesn't have them, you can find them online. My Twitter and my Instagram is DMC Makes Comics. DMC in the place to be. Daryl makes comics just like Stan Lee, like Peter Parker, I live in Queens, like T'Challa, I am a king. And I'm in the place to be getting ill with NerdySpill.
My gosh, that was beautiful. Can I grab that really quick, DMC? Like DMC said, guys, pick up a book. You can find him on Instagram, social medias, everywhere in the comic book store. Thank you for watching, guys. We're out.